Hello, hello. I am live now and I hope you will join me. Let's see if somebody is trying to join. So please, please, please give StreamYard permission to show your name. So if you write something in the comments, I will see who is talking to me. If no, so I will just see a Facebook member or something like that. So I see we have people already joining. Say hi, say hello, tell me who you are, where you're watching from. I missed you. I haven't been live for long. Um, okay, so I see somebody saying hello, but if you don't give StreamYard the permission, so I don't see the name. I will just see Facebook user. I will see the name afterwards when it's in the group, but now during our live, I won't be able to see who it is. So if you want me to, or maybe you just want to write your name, say hi from North Carolina. Who is it? Nancy. Hi, Nancy. Um, Let me see. Okay, so great. So we have people here, and we have. I have my notes here because I wrote some things that we have to talk about. Ooh, I see we have a lot of people coming in. Please say hi, say hello, and write your name in the comments so I can shout out your name and say hello and everything. Cindy from oh, we have people from North Carolina. Two people from North Carolina. Carolina, do you know each other? Maybe you can make friends. It's great. So first of all, I'm sorry if my voice is going to be a little bit like this. It's been crazy weather here, and I don't know, it's like the summer. We had a kind of desert storm, kind of really hot weather suddenly, and a lot of dust. So I'm a kind of a, not with it like that. So, but I'm okay. Anyway, who else is here? Great. Okay, so I don't see the names. If you give StreamYard the permission, so I will see the names. If not, you can just write the names and then I'll see who is talking. You can ask me questions all the time. And if I don't answer during the live, so I will afterwards in the group. So today we are going to talk about how to choose the color for my next project. And it's a question that I've been asked a lot. I also got this question, when you join my group. So there is 3 questions when you join any Facebook group. So there is always 3 questions. And one of my questions is, what are you struggling with? And I think this question about this topic about how to choose the color for my next project, it's one of the most asked questions, asked or struggles that people say they have. I want to introduce myself because maybe there are new people who don't know me and maybe this is their first live with me. So hi, everybody. I'm Sandra from SandraStitches. And if you don't know my story, so I live in Israel. It's 8 o'clock at night now. I live in Haifa, which is in the north of Israel. We have a lot of problems now here, but we don't talk politics here at all. But yeah, we are in a very sensitive part of the world. But yeah, crochet is my business, and I'm the host in this group. And hi to everybody. And as you can hear, English is not my first. Hi, Barbara. How are you? Haven't seen you for a while. I missed you all because I haven't been live. So English is not my first language, but I think you can understand me, and I will do my best. And as I say to Barbara, that she comes to the lives every time, I always learn new words because I ask you to tell me if I'm saying something wrong. Okay? So, when we are thinking about color combinations or colors for a project, it's something that I think it's more, it's a combination of a feeling and how we feel about certain colors, or what certain colors feelings they give us, atmospheres, maybe the season, maybe the season of the weather, or maybe the season of our life where we are at. And we have to take into consideration all of these factors. Of course, we have to take in consideration the item that we are working on. So, if I think about choosing the right colors, it can be a challenge. It's a challenge for everybody. It's a challenge for me too, because sometimes I feel like I want something very, very bright and very kind of that makes a statement. And sometimes I feel I want something very, calm and neutral, and and sometimes I'm working on a piece that I want to gift somebody. So you have to think about what if they will like these colors, if it will suit their style, how everything is going on with them. But there are some techniques and some kind of rules that we can think of and we can learn about um, to make it easier for us, and maybe to give us a little bit more of a creative, expand our creative thinking about how to choose the right colors. um, of course, color is subjective, right? What I think about yellow, maybe somebody else doesn't think about yellow. For many, many years, I hated yellow. I didn't have anything in yellow, not only clothing, anything in the house, in my life, anything yellow. I felt like yellow was a bad, bad color for me. I didn't like it at all. But now I cannot say that I love yellow, but I tolerate it. And yellow has so many shades that I can see myself in a kind of mustard, in a kind of more kind of orange yellowy thing. It expanded my color, how would you say it, thinking. And also it can expand my creativity. So it's a challenge. But there are color theories, and we will go over the color theories a little bit later. But these color theories we can use to start and spark our creativity and our imagination. I feel if you follow me for a time, for a while, so you will notice that I always talk about how I see the yarn. I don't buy yarn for a project. I buy yarn, and then the yarn tells me what the project will be. Um, there is a long story behind that, why I buy the yarn first and not think about the project later. It's in one sentence, it's because, as I always tell, here in Israel, we don't have any yarn industry. So I have to buy from abroad, and so I have to buy like, I cannot go into the store and feel the yarn and think about the colors and this and that. Of course, there are many yarn stores in Israel, but because it's imported, so it's very, very expensive. And so I look online for places that I can buy the yarns in not such expensive prices. So I usually buy the yarn, I look at yarns, and then the colors, I look at the colors, I look at the combinations, I look how, what the yarn is made of, and then I decide what to make from it. So this is how I work. But the color theory, it's something that can help us when we are struggling to think about which color goes with which color and how can this make something like harmonious, right? Let me see one moment if I can see something in the comments. Okay, so Charlene is here. Hi, Charlene. And I see a lot of Facebook users with no names, but there is somebody from Nashville and some country music. I love country music. And I will tell you that I love country music and I love jazz music. So I think May, we are traveling to New Orleans to go and spend some time in the jazz center. Excuse me. We have Abby from England and somebody from South Wales in the UK. Ooh, it's great. So happy. So let's get back to the color thing. Where can we get inspiration? All right. So inspiration, as I always say, inspiration is something that we have to go outside of our minds and even outside of our normal place. So our mind can just, grow and see things. So inspiration, I think we can get from nature. Like if you go outside and you're in the nature and you see the trees and you see the leaves and maybe you see streams of water and maybe you see sand and maybe you see, I don't know, whatever you have in your nature, in your place where you live, like with my latest shawl that I told you that I wanted a name that reflected the Hygge, Nordic, Sweden, Denmark vibes. It's because the colors resemble, for me, when I travel in Scandinavia, it resembled those colors, the nature of those countries. And I felt like this color combination of the yarn was kind of a Nordic color combination. So it was something that I felt. So if you go to the nature and then you find, I don't know, stones or animals or trees or whatever, and then you can see what colors are in these special pieces, like maybe the sand, maybe the ocean. We live near the Mediterranean Sea, and I can see the Mediterranean Sea from my window kitchen every day. So each morning when I drink my tea, I sit there and I watch the sea, and I can tell you every day the color is different, completely different color. It depends on the weather, it depends on the wind, it depends on a lot of things. The season, the brightness of the lights and everything. So every time it's a different shade. Every time it's something completely different. If I go out to the, how do you call them? Forest, bushes. We don't have so many forests in Israel, but we have kind of bushes. So of course we see all kind of browns and greens and maybe some violet, how do you say it? Violet? Um, purple, yeah. Is that violet and purple is the same color? Yeah, in English? All right. So nature is a great place for inspiration. If you're thinking about something, just open your mind, open your eyes, go outside, and you can have inspiration from nature. Wherever you are, there's always a little place of nature that you can go and see. Of course, your clothes. If you always pick a certain uh, color palette for your wardrobe, I think this will be the colors that you love the most. Um, Maybe you have certain colors for different seasons. Maybe you have only a special kind of, there are people who only wear black or all kind of shades of black, like gray, um, white, from white to black, all kind of shades. Or maybe they love combinations of red and blue or whatever. So if you go to your wardrobe, you can get inspiration of how to choose your colors. Of course, it depends what you're working on. If you're working for yourself, if you're working for donation, if you're working for gifting for somebody, if you're gifting something, an item, if you're working on an item that you have to give somebody, maybe you can, have a conversation with them about their color choices, about where they live, about their style in the house. Look in the house and see what kind of style you have, what colors speak to you. We are going to see at the end of this tutorial that there are all kind of beliefs, I think, I don't know how you call them, but kind of beliefs about colors, what they represent. So it's a kind of thinking that if I see something in a certain color, it represents this or that. Like what everything on Valentine's Day is red and pink. Okay, so maybe red and pink represent love and romantic and all these things. So we have integrated in our brains that red and pink is kind of romantic. Who says? Maybe purple, maybe yellow, maybe orange, I don't know. But each and every one of us can have a different feeling about colors. As I said before, every time I saw something yellow, I felt really bad. Like for me, yellow represented something bad, like hate, like not good. So I couldn't connect with yellow. If I tell you that in my country, a certain shade of green represent army, because we all serve in the army and we all wear these green things, clothes. So if I will never ever crochet anything in that shade of color, because it's in my mind that it represents something different. So you go to your clothes, you go to your wardrobe, you go to your living room, you go to nature. You have to feel that the color is comfortable with you. Of course, there are a lot of color palettes that you can go outside online. You don't have to go outside. If you go to Pinterest, if you go to Instagram, there are many, many sites. I think there is a site called color.com that you can build color palettes according to your preference. You can go to Pinterest and you can write color palette in boho style or color palette in whatever, modern, whatever, or color palette for grays and blues, whatever. And then you get lots of color palettes, and then you can choose from them, and then it will give you some ideas that you can choose from. Pinterest, Instagram, I know there are a lot of creators that talk about palettes and colors and everything, and all kind of online places. You have to experiment. One of the things that I always say, and I do with myself as well, I experiment. This is why I make a lot of how do you call them? Swatch gouges? Gouges? Like I take all kind of yarns and I try. Because sometimes there is a difference, there is a dissonance between what we think in our brains and what comes out in reality. And it also depends in the mood we are, in the certain time that we are working this. So it can all come together. So experiment, make swatches, try new things, try to combine colors, try to make just in one. Lately, I was thinking, because most of my designs, you can see here, right? And you know my designs. I always take one or two colors and I do things with the different colors. And I was thinking maybe I will stop that and I will try and make patterns and make samples and design patterns with only one color. Not 100 colors, not two, nor three, nor nothing, just with one color. It's kind of scary for me because I have to choose the color that I feel it will represent what I want to um, make you feel when you see this design. So it's a kind of a thinking that I have to do. So I have to experiment. If I take a yarn and it's kind of just brown, I love browns, so it's just brown, a shade of brown, and I want to make something, I don't know, happy. I want to express something happy. How do I do it with a brown yarn? I don't know. I will have to think about it. So you have to experiment. When you want to choose colors, you have to experiment and see what goes together and what it makes you feel. I truly believe in that we are doing something artistic, right? Excuse me one moment. I have this terrible cold. I will drink. So we are doing something which is artistic for us. We are expressing our creativity, even if we are going through a pattern from a designer. Like sometimes my patterns, my samples. If you go to my Ravelry, one of my most of my first patterns were made with colors that don't necessarily represent me. It was just the yarn I had at the time, so I made that sample. Maybe one day I will just change them. But you have to find the colors that represent what you want to express with that particular piece. All right, let me see if there is something in the comments, if somebody asks something. Anytime I wear yellow, always at least one person asks if I feel okay, or at the very least, someone will say I look tired. So I understand about yellow not being a favorite. Yeah, but if you ask me now, I will not wear yellow. All right, it's not not my cup of tea. But shades of yellow, shades of more like not bright yellow, I will consider maybe not to wear as an outfit, but I will consider to have it in my house, to have it somewhere. It's not, I think I have a pillow in my living room, which is mustard. And, everyone who came to my house and because people knew I don't like yellow, they were shocked. How can it be you have something yellow in your house? But you evolve, and taste changed with the time. Uh, when I became more um, creative with my colors and I experimented, I saw that it's not so bad, and I really like it when it's more warm and not so cold. So you have to experiment. Barbara says, I can't wear yellow either, but love it in an Afghan. Yeah, that's it. So you have to, it also depends on the item, the piece that you're working on, because maybe uh, you will, you're working on a baby, something for the baby. So maybe yellow, it's okay. Baby yellow, it's kind of very, very calming yellow. Maybe it's okay. I will never use it, even for a baby, but I know that it's a very common color for babies. Or maybe you are, I don't know, like an Afghan or like a scarf. Um, I, I I don't have it anymore, but my daughter, she has a big, very chunky scarf, not crocheted, but very, very chunky, all not yellow, but kind of mustard. It's beautiful and it really suits her. So it depends. Um, and as I said, it depends on your mood and the atmosphere that you want to present with your item, the atmosphere that you want your item to bring to whoever you give it to, you gift it to, or you for yourself, because the colors make us feel certain atmosphere. So now that we talked about our kind of inner feelings, and I really believe in it, and I think we have to go with our feelings inside and just, feel comfortable, because we are crocheting for ourselves, for our mental health, for our whatever reason you crochet for. This is for you. So you have to enjoy it, and the color is part of it. If you're working with a color that you don't like it, so you will not like the piece, and it's going to be a waste of time, and maybe you will not finish it. So you have to like it. For example, I know that Christmas time, a lot of people, you have this, I always see it online, this Christmas yarn with the green and red and the white yarn. For me, I know many people love it, and it's a festive yarn, and people make sweaters with it, and maybe they make blankets with it, and they make all kind of things that they use. I think they use only for Christmas. They take it out for Christmas and use it for Christmas, and I think it's amazing. I could never ever use that yarn. For me, it doesn't feel. First of all, I don't celebrate Christmas because I'm Jew, but it doesn't matter. It's not only that it represents Christmas. I'm not against Christmas, of course not, but it's something I don't feel any connection with that kind of combination of colors. So I will never use it. But maybe somebody who likes it and who feels they need the festivity for Christmas, they will use it, and it will be a great, great gift, and it will be a great celebration. And maybe everybody in the family will wear the same colors just for Christmas. So it's great. So, as I said, we have to consider all these factors, and we can get inspiration from outside the world of the yarns, nature, clothes, our style, like how we style our house, all these things. Now I want to go and talk about the color wheel, because we talked about, our feelings, and now we'll go to some kind of theories, some more practical theories. So I will share my screen because I want to talk while you see the color wheel. I will share my screen. One moment. Share screen. Yes. All right. So you can see me now, right? So the color theory and the color wheel, as we all know it, I took this from Canva. If you know Canva, it's a software where you do all kind of graphic things. So there are some theories, or some, how do you call them, measures that you can take, or things that you can look at, and that they are, if you are a graphic designer, or if you are designing things, so you can think about it and it can open up um, your imagination. So the color combinations in the wheel, the color wheel, this is a color wheel, always in primary kind of colors, and what it says here, uh, color harmony, two types of color wheels. The red, yellow, blue color wheel is typically used by artists, and it helps with combining paint colors. So if you combine colors, and then like blue and yellow, so you have green, and all these combinations. And the RGB, it's the red, green, and blue color wheel, which is designed for online use. So it's a mix of light and computer screens and things like that. But if we look at the color wheel like this, so there are three ways that we can use it to think about color combinations for our crochet project. There is a complementary combination, which is always looking the colors that are opposite side to each other. So if we see here red and light blue, so these are the opposite sides. If I choose the green, so I will go with this purple. If I choose the blue, so I will go with the yellow. These colors, according to the color wheel, are complementary colors. So they are on the opposite side of the color wheel. And it's a gray, they are usually very high contrast colors, but not, they're high contrast, but they feel okay. Because sometimes there are colors that are very contrast, but they don't feel okay. You don't feel like they match. There is something wrong there. But if you go like this, like colors that are opposite to each other, you will certainly feel that they are okay together. These colors will appear brighter and more. Okay, this is for the computer, but we are talking just about the colors. So this is a complementary combination. Always look at you can always have a color wheel in your computer. Open any, go on Google and write color wheel, and you will have a lot of pictures about it. So you can look at the color wheel. It doesn't matter really what color wheel, because there are color wheels that are like this, very specific, very bright colors, and maybe there is a color wheel. Of course, there is the first, how do you say it? How do you say it? Doesn't matter. The first color wheel, which is the red and the yellow and the blue and the black and white and everything. So, but you can have color wheels that are with different shades, You can have color wheels in different styles, so you can choose from them. But usually you can have, you can choose a combination that is complementary, so you choose the colors that are opposite sides. There is another way you can choose, and it's the monochromatic. So you take one color and you split it to different shades. Like here, they make this example. They take the orange and they split it to different shades. Like if it goes more towards the yellow, so it will go lighter and lighter. So you can make a project just with one color, but in different shades of the same color, which is something that I'm thinking about. I said that I want to work things with one color, but maybe a monochromatic kind of combination will be better for me. I don't know if I can do something with just one color. So I have to adapt what's best for me, right? So this monochromatic is also, you can use it. You can go in the red and make it, if you take the red and you put a little bit of yellow, this is what comes out. If you take the red and you put a little bit of this, how do you call this? Dark pink or magenta or something like that. So it will go to another kind of shades, right? It will appeal something completely different. So, excuse me, you have to choose which side you go on the wheel, and then you will have different kind of shades. Of course, here again, if you take the blue and you put a little bit of light blue in it, so it will go more and more light blue. If you take the blue and you give it a little bit of purple, it will do completely different colors. So the monochromatic theory or option is another option of how to choose colors for your crochet project. There is another one which I cannot pronounce it, but it's analogous. I hope I pronounce it right. And it's the three colors that are next to each other in the color wheel. It doesn't matter which color wheel you use, but if you choose the three colors, so they will, it's a kind of a shade like this, but not really. It's different because you take the primary three colors. It's not really primary because these are shades of the blue, but the three shades that go, the three colors that are next to each other. So we have the blue, lighter blue, and more light blue. If we go this way, it will be the blue and the purple and the pink. So you feel that these colors go well together. If we take this pink here with the red and the orange, and if you only look at this, you will feel that they go well together. You will feel it's okay. It's not kind of making you crazy with your eyes. Also here, even if it's very bright, if we take this light green or kind of a blue and green, and this green and this green, so they go together. Also, these three, even though they're very different, they can go together and you feel okay. So, as it says here, you have to choose one dominant color, like the blue, the red, the yellow, or the green. These are the dominant colors. And then use the other as accents. And then you will feel that this is a good combination that you can, live with. The next one theory that or combination that we can choose, it's called triadic, which is going like a triangle on the wheel, on the color wheel. So if we go like this is a primary color, so we have the red and the blue and the green. And if we look at them here, I will never use this color combination, but it goes good on the eye. So they are very versatile. If you take this pink, so it will be 1, 2, 3, so it will be this blue, and 1, 2, 3, it will be the blue, the orange, and the pink, which I think it's really nice. The pink, the orange, and this light blue, I think it will be really nice combination, something that I can live with, okay? So you have to combine these theories with what you feel, how you, excuse me, how you feel about them. Excuse me. And there is another one that I don't know how you pronounce this, tetradic. It's 4 colors. It's the same like the triangle, but you take 4 colors, and if you spin the wheel, so you will have again 4 colors. Of course, each color, you can make shades of it, and then for each color, try and combine shades of the colors, but take the colors that are in the position. Here we took 3, like this is the red, 1, 2, 3, and the fourth, 1, 2, 3, and the fourth, like this. So this is a triangle. And here we take 1, 2, and the third. So it's always 3, 3, 3, 3, right? So you have these combinations. This is about the color wheel. Of course, there are primary and secondary and all kind of colors. But I think this is about, let me go back. One moment. Stop sharing. Okay. So this is what we talked about. And this is the theory behind the color wheel and how you can use different colors to choose from, so you can make your own project and feel good about it. Let me see if there are any questions in the comments. Okay. If you have any questions, this is the time. Ask me any questions. I can see now in the comments, I don't see any questions. I can see Nashville, Thais is a place in Nashville, yeah? Which is a great place for all kind of music, yeah, of course. We are not traveling to Nashville now, to this time, maybe a different time. Let me see if there is any more. Okay, so okay. Now, so we talked about our feeling, how we feel about the colors, inspiration from outside nature and everything. We talked about the color wheel and all the theories about, how to choose from the color wheel. And we have another thing that I found, and it's very interesting. I have it here in my notes here. And as I said in the beginning, there are kind of beliefs, or people gave colors maybe in different eras, maybe in different times in history for different reasons. Maybe we can do a research and see where this red equals romantic came from. But there are kind of meanings that people put into colors that I think are kind of universal. I want to go over them, and you tell me what you think about them. So please tell me in the comments what you think about them, okay? And see if you can relate or not. Red, red. It says here, okay, individual colors carry meaning and symbolism, and different color combinations can be used to evoke different emotions when they are used in a design. Understanding color psychology can help you use colors strategically to emphasize the message you want to convey with your design. I think this is a great sentence because it capsules all we talked about. So let's go over the meanings and the symbolism people gave to different colors. Red, for example, it can represent danger, passion, excitement, and energy. Tell me what you think about it if you relate. Okay, this is red. Pink, on the other hand, what? Okay. No, I just saw something on the comments. Pink, from the other hand, it represents feminine, sentimental, romantic, and exciting. This is what people attach to the color, okay? Orange, which is a color that I really, really like, it represents fresh, useful, creative, and adventurous. I never knew that. It's the first time I read it. I never knew it. Barbara says, when we did the mood wrap, I had colors I would never have thought that would look good together and was amazed how good it looked. Right, because we experimented. And also in the mood wrap, if you remember, we gave the colors a meaning. Like we had the green for something, the red for a mood, the yellow, the pink, you, each and every one of us who made the mood wrap, excuse me, excuse me, uh, we gave the colors a meaning of our mood. So amazing. So orange, fresh, useful, creative, adventurous. Tell me in the comments if you relate, if you think it's true. Yellow, optimistic, cheerful, playful, and happy. I would never think that, ever. For me, yellow is not that. But this is something that is universal. So tell me in the comments if you think, if you feel about yellow the same way. Green. Green, it's natural, vitality, prestige, and wealth. When I read that, I was thinking, all these old English, British um, kind of office work rooms, when you go to all these castles or all these, if you see in the movies or all kind of series and that, when you go into a British, very prestige, like important people, they always have this dark green office. It's a special green, dark green offices with the wood furniture, right? So the green, it says here, it represents prestige and wealth. This is what it reminded me. For me, if I think of that, I feel suffocated, suffocated and very narrow. Like these people are like, a very certain way of behaving, a very certain way of thinking, and all kind of things. But this is what the color represents. But I think the green represents nature and vitality, of course, because all the green in the trees and everything. Blue, orange to me makes me happy. For me as well, I love orange. Blue, communicative, trustworthy, calming, and also depressed. Of course, there is a saying that you have the blues, like if you're not feeling so well, you're kind of blue. I don't know how you say it in English, but it's the kind of, right, Barbara? How do you say it? If you are kind of blue mood, so you're not feeling so well. But also, it's very calming because water, blue of the sea, of the water. If you live near stream or near water and you can hear the water going, it's very calming, very calming. And if you sit next to the ocean and you see the waves and the water, it's very calming. And it's blue. And also the sky is blue sometimes, sometimes not, but sometimes. So it's kind of calming. It's depressed and calming. It's two opposites, which is very interesting. Trustworthy, I don't know, interesting, and communicative. If you see Facebook and everything, like links and everything, it's blue, it's for a purpose. It's not by mistake. Of course, they chose that color. Okay, purple. I don't like purple so much. It says here it's royalty, majesty, spiritual, and mysterious. Yes, I think purple is very, very spiritual color. All these people that are very, very spiritual, they always like to wear all kind of purple things, and they have all kind of purple things in the house. Amazing, not my thing. If you see my sweater here, it's a kind of lilac. It's kind of pink lilac. So this is what I can tolerate for purple. But I will never ever wear or have something really purple. I'm not a spiritual person, not so much. So I don't know. I cannot connect with the purple. But this is what it represents, royalty. You can see in all these amazing dresses and outfits that royals had over the years, from ancient times, always purple and always these all kind of big bubbling things, purple. Nancy agreed that blue can either be calming and represents depression. Yeah. Purple makes me think of my mom as it was her favorite. Oh, that's great. That's so sweet. Yeah, I know many people that really, really love purple and they feel very connected with that color. It's amazing. Okay, brown. I like brown. It's organic, wholesome, simple, and honest. Maybe this is why I like it, because I'm very simple and I like organic things. I feel that brown is like earth, and I'm very person of, I stand on the earth, and I'm very earthy person. I'm not spiritual, if you know what I'm trying to say. So I love browns, all shades of brown. I really like. White. What is white? Purity, simplicity, innocence, and minimalism. Yeah, this is what we think about white. And black, sophisticated, formal, luxury, and sorrowful. Of course, we wear black for funerals in one hand, and we wear black for if we are going to a very luxury event. So there is always the, how do you call it, the little black dress that represents something very sophisticated, very luxury, very, And also there is the formal. We use black for the formal. So black has a big scale that it can go on. This is it. So as you can see, when you want to choose a color for your crochet project, There are a lot of things that you can think about. You can use the color palette and see all kind of combinations. You can think about the meaning of the colors and what they represent for you and how you feel about them. You can get inspired by nature, by anything, by your wardrobe, by I don't know, go into a store. Like if you sometimes you go into these big stores that have a theme of something, and suddenly you feel like, wow, this is my place. I feel really good here. And it can be because of the smell they put in the air, and it can be because of the color palette of the things that they put in the stores. When I lived in the US for 3 years, I lived in California. So for me, it was amazing how you can go to a store in a particular day and next day go to the same store and it will be in a completely different color palette because of a season, because of I don't know, something, maybe a festivity or something, celebration, a holiday or whatever, and everything will be will change. So for me, it was amazing because you go into the store and then you feel something, and maybe it's telling you that these are the colors that you like. You have to experiment. You have to experiment. There is no other way. And that's it. I hope that all these tips and all this conversation can help you in this struggle that so many people wrote me about. I was amazed because I thought, you know, okay, everybody has a problem choosing colors, but so many people say was the most thing that they struggle with, how to choose the color for their project. So I hope this helps. Tell me in the comments if you have any questions, if you have anything to tell me about this, if you want to know anything else. Let's see. Barbara says, black is my go-to color, makes me look slimmer. Great. Thing is, it's also like a feeling, right? You feel slimmer, and everybody says the same. If you want to look slimmer, so wear black. I think it's just in our head, but it works. The same with the other colors and the meanings that we give to them. So if you're going to choose a color for something that you're working on, you have to take into consideration all that. Who are you giving it to? What's the purpose? What's the meaning that you want to give to this item? What's the atmosphere that you want this item to represent to the person that you're giving it to, or to yourself, or to the place that you are going to put it? If it's a kind of a home decor or something, it has to fit to the home decor that you already have, to the colors that you already have. You have to take in consideration all these things. And you can always go, excuse me, you can always go to the color wheel and look around. Maybe you'll choose like the triangle, maybe you'll choose the four, I don't remember how you say it in English. Maybe you'll choose the opposites. Maybe you will choose only a shade, one color, and make in different shades, whatever. I really suggest that if you really struggle, sit down a little bit and think about all this, and always go to Pinterest. This is my go-to. I go to Pinterest and I say, okay, I want to represent, I don't know, something in green and pink. Give me shades of green and pink, give me furniture, give me home style, give me, I don't know, wearables. And then I see the combinations and then I say, okay, is this how I feel about it? Is it okay for me? Do I want to do the same? Do I want to work these colors the same? All right? Could you say again where to access the wheel? Yes, of course, the wheel. Let me show you. I'll share the screen again. Where is it? First of all, this one, if you go to canva.com, colors and color wheel, I will put this in the comments. One moment. Put this in the comments. I don't think I can use the comments here. I will put later in the comments. But this is one. But also, let me see. Wait. I will look. There is a website called color.com. Color.com. See? Okay. Share screen. This one. So you go, I think you go here. It's called color.com. And, no? What's this? Maybe colors? Colors.com? No? Okay, I will have to look for it. I will have to look for it. But there is a website, I think it's colors.com, that you go in the website and you start with one color, and then you can you can choose. It gives you all kind of shades, all kind of combinations, and then you can choose and make your own palette. So I will look for the link and I will put it in afterwards. So that's another, but if you go into Google and you write color wheel, you will get thousands of different color wheels and websites that talk about the color wheel and everything. The one I used was from Canva because I felt it was very, talk to the specific things that I wanted to talk about in a very simple explanation. And we are not graphic designers, and we don't need all the different names of all, professional things. So I thought it was enough. All right. So this is it for tonight. I really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it too, and I hope you learned something from it. Write me in the comments, whatever, if you have any questions afterwards. So of course I will answer. And yeah, Barbara says, enjoyed this so much. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. And I will see you in the group. I am planning on March to go live again every week. I will think about a tutorial to have every week about a different subject, so we can all learn together. Because as I prepare for these tutorials, of course, I learn something as well. So thank you all for being here, and I will see you in the group. Don't forget to comment and share and engage in the group. Bye-bye.